A quiet afternoon settled over an exclusive luxury garage, where a bright red Ferrari sat surrounded by worried engineers. The young CEO paced across the polished floor, frustrated after spending weeks trying to solve an impossible problem. Every expert had failed, and her patience was finally running out completely that day. Outside the building, a single father named Daniel arrived in his old pickup truck after finishing work at a neighborhood repair shop. His clothes were stained with grease, but his reputation for solving impossible mechanical problems had quietly spread through the city among experienced mechanics and loyal customers alike. Security guards laughed when Daniel asked if he could inspect the Ferrari. They judged him by his worn boots and faded shirt instead of his experience. The CEO glanced at him briefly before saying, "Don't touch my Ferrari. You could never understand a machine worth millions like this." Daniel simply smiled without arguing. He respected expensive cars because every machine deserved careful attention regardless of its price. He thanked the CEO for listening, turned around politely, and prepared to leave. His calm confidence caught the attention of an elderly technician standing nearby, watching everything. The elderly technician approached the CEO and quietly whispered that Daniel had restored several rare classics everyone else had abandoned. Reluctantly, the CEO agreed to give him exactly 30 seconds. "If nothing happens, leave immediately," she warned, while everyone prepared to witness another embarrassing failure. Daniel slowly opened the hood and carefully observed every wire, connector, and sensor. Instead of rushing, he listened closely for tiny electrical sounds that others ignored. He gently touched one connector, hidden beneath a protective cover, and smiled as though he had already discovered everything needed. Without using expensive diagnostic equipment, Daniel tightened a loose grounding cable and cleaned a small, corroded connection with a cloth from his pocket. Then he climbed into the driver's seat, turned the key confidently, and the Ferrari roared to life before everyone could even react. Silence filled the garage for several seconds before the powerful engine echoed through the building. The CEO stared in complete disbelief while engineers exchanged confused looks. Some immediately checked their diagnostic tablets, unable to understand how such a simple repair had defeated months of expensive technical analysis. The CEO slowly walked toward Daniel, expecting him to celebrate proudly. Instead, he quietly shut the engine off and closed the hood with great care. "Luxury cars don't always need complicated answers," he said. "Sometimes they simply need someone willing to pay attention to the smallest details." Curious, the CEO invited Daniel into her office. Expensive paintings covered the walls, yet Daniel admired none of them. Instead, he noticed a small, framed photograph of the CEO beside her late father, standing proudly next to the same Ferrari years earlier. His expression became thoughtful immediately. The CEO explained that the Ferrari had belonged to her father before he passed away, unexpectedly. She had promised herself she would never sell it, because every drive reminded her of happier childhood memories. Fixing the car meant far more than protecting an expensive investment or preserving luxury. Daniel nodded respectfully because he understood emotional value better than financial value. Raising his young daughter alone had taught him that memories often carried greater importance than money. Every repaired vehicle represented another family's story, dreams, struggles, and unforgettable moments shared together through generations of love. The CEO became interested in Daniel's life and asked why someone with extraordinary mechanical talent worked in a modest neighborhood garage. Daniel admitted he had received attractive offers from wealthy collectors before, but raising his daughter required stability more than glamorous opportunities or public recognition ever could. Hearing his story changed the CEO's perspective completely. She realized she had judged Daniel entirely by his appearance instead of appreciating his experience and character. Quietly, she apologized for treating him unfairly at the garage entrance and thanked him sincerely for restoring her father's treasured Ferrari. Daniel accepted her apology with kindness rather than pride. He believed respect mattered far more than proving someone wrong. Before leaving, he handed the CEO a short maintenance list, explaining how regular inspections could prevent similar electrical problems from returning in the future with proper routine care. Several engineers surrounded Daniel, asking detailed questions about the repair. Instead of hiding his knowledge, he patiently explained every step. He reminded them that advanced technology remained valuable, but careful observation and practical experience would always remain equally important inside every successful repair workshop around the world. News of the remarkable repair spread quickly across social media after employees shared videos of the Ferrari starting instantly. Thousands admired Daniel's calm professionalism rather than the expensive sports car itself. People praised his humility, patience, and willingness to help, despite receiving disrespect before proving his exceptional abilities. Within days, collectors from different states contacted Daniel, offering restoration contracts worth enormous amounts of money. Some proposed television appearances, while others promised luxury workshops with unlimited resources. Daniel appreciated every opportunity, but carefully considered how each decision might affect his daughter's peaceful everyday life together. The CEO visited Daniel's modest garage one weekend, carrying a surprise gift. Instead of presenting money, she donated modern tools, diagnostic equipment, and safety systems for every mechanic working there. She explained that true talent deserved proper resources regardless of the size or location of the business. Daniel's fellow mechanics celebrated enthusiastically because improved equipment allowed them to serve customers better than ever before. Local families noticed the positive changes immediately. Honest repairs, fair prices, and genuine respect became the garage's greatest strengths, attracting loyal customers who valued trust above impressive advertising or luxury surroundings. Months later, the CEO returned once again, driving the same Ferrari with complete confidence. She smiled as Daniel's daughter admired the beautiful red sports car from a respectful distance. The CEO invited the little girl to sit inside, creating a joyful memory that neither family would ever forget. As the Ferrari disappeared down the road, Daniel watched quietly beside his daughter. He reminded her that people often judge appearances before understanding character. Real success comes from honesty, skill, patience, and kindness. Sometimes the greatest victory begins with 30 seconds, one simple repair, and unwavering belief in yourself.